Yes, good morning, students. Today is the second part of chapter Control and Coordination, 10th class biology. In the previous part one, we have already covered about what is control and coordination and what is the movement and the type of movement and the nervous system that help for the control and coordination. So let's start today lecture. In our nervous system, there is a single unit that is the structural and functional unit of nervous system that is known as neuron. Means, suppose I give you one question that name the structural and functional unit of nervous system, then you write the answer. In the one math question, then you write the answer neuron. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. And what is the function of nervous system? Nervous system help in maintaining the control and coordination. Nervous system help in the maintaining, or you can say nervous system help in control and coordination. So now this is a very important topic for your board exam also. Sometime it is asked that write the structure of neuron or draw the structure of neuron, label its all parts, and give the function also. So let's start. First part of neuron is known as cell body. First part of neuron is known as cell body. Cell body is the main part. Cell body is the main part of neuron. Yes, I'm. This is the red arrow here. This is the cell body. This is the cell body. Complete cell body. Yes, this is cell body. And cell body contain nucleus, and nucleus is the, you can say, central processing unit, or you can say all the informations are processed in nucleus. So in cell body, at the center, nucleus is present, and nucleus process all the informations that are received by our neuron. So which is the site where information is received, or you can ask that name the structure that receive the information in neuron. So answer is dendrite. Dendrite is the structure where informations are received, where informations are received. So in the second point, dendrites receive the action potential, or you can say dendrite receive the message from other neuron. And where this now next step, where this message is transferred through dendrite, this message is transferred in axon. This message is transferred into axon part. Axon is, you can say, cylindrical structure or a rod like structure, or you can say axon starts from the, uh, you can say axon starts from the cell body area. Yeah, axon emerges out from the cell body. Axon emerges out from the cell body. Next part is axon terminal. Where is axon terminals? These are axon terminals. These are present at the end of an axon. Now next, myelin sheath. Next is myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is a, you can say, lipid rich layer. A myelin sheath is a lipid rich layer that cover the axon part, that cover the axon area or axon part. This is in the blue color. This is known as myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath will protect the neuron. Or the function of myelin sheath, other function of myelin sheath is uh, to transfer the message efficiently. It helps for the transfer of message efficiently. Next, node of Ranvier. Next is node of Ranvier. These are some gaps. These are some gaps present between myelin sheath. Present between myelin sheath. I'm trying to show with the a red arrow. This is the gap, or this is again next red arrow. Yes, these are some gap between myelin sheath, and this gap is known as node of Ranvier. Just have a quick revision about the structure of neuron. Neuron consists of cell body. Cell body contain the nucleus where processing take place, and the part where messages are received from one neuron to next neuron is the area known as dendrite, or dendrite is the area which receives the message. Then after the dendrite, axon emerges from the cell body. Axon emerges from the cell body, and through axon the message is transferred to the next neuron. Through axon the message is transferred to the next neuron, and this message will reach towards axon terminal. This message will reach towards axon terminal, and here myelin sheath is present. Myelin sheath is, you can say, it is a covering, or it is a lipid rich covering that protect the neuron and that help for the transmission of message efficiently. And there is some gap between myelin sheath known as node of Ranvier. Node of Ranvier. Next, type of nerves. Next is type of nerve or type of neurons. Based on the function, there are mainly two type of neurons: sensory neuron and motor neuron. So what is a nerve? What is a nerve? Just one second. Yes, a nerve is formed by the union of several nerve fiber. Several nerve fibers combine to form a nerve, and the nerve fibers contain axon, and they are enveloped by the covering made up of lipid, already discussed in the last slide, second slide. Then based on the property of nerve fiber are classified into several types. In this slide there are two nerve fibers: sensory nerve and motor nerve. Sensory nerve, as the name indicate, it help for the sensation. It help for the sensation. Suppose this is a hot object. When we touch the hot object, the message, or the you can say the degree of hotness is sensed by the sensory area, the sensory area of sensory receptor. And this sensory below this sensory receptor, sensory neurons are present. Below this sensory receptor, sensory neurons are present, and this sensory neuron will transfer the message towards brain, so that it can detect the degree of hotness, or you can say how the hot object is. So sensory nerve is formed of sensory nerve fiber, and it carry the sensory impulse or sensory messages from the receptor, this is receptor skin, to the brain or the spinal cord. Next is motor nerve. Motor nerve is formed by the union of motor nerve fiber, and this motor nerve fiber is work just opposite to sensory. Sensory bring the message from receptor towards brain, but motor nerve will take the message from brain towards, you can say, different body parts. In the second point, it is mentioned clearly, motor nerve, it carry motor impulse from brain to different parts of the body. Next, now what is nerve impulse, or how nerve impulse is traveled? This is a very important topic, and in the previous, I think last to last year, this question is in your board exam also. What is nerve impulse? Nerve impulse is the message, you can say, generated in the neuron, and this message is travel from one neuron to the next neuron, and then next neuron to the next, till it reaches towards brain, it reaches towards brain. So how the nerve impulse travel, or what is the pathway of nerve impulse in a neuron? So in the starting, the message is received by the dendrite part. Then this nerve impulse will travel towards cell body. Then a road-like structure known as axon. Then this message will reach at the axon ending, and there is a gap between one neuron to the next neuron, and the gap between two neurons is known as synapse. Then the message will reach towards synapse, and then this message will be received by the next neuron. Suppose, assume this is the dendrite portion, this is the cell body, this is axon. So dendrite receive the message, then it will come towards cell body, then it will come toward, then the message will travel towards axon, then it will travel towards axon ending. Then suppose this is the next neuron. So the from one neuron to next neuron there is a gap. You can see this is the gap. This gap is known as synapse, and the next neuron contain dendrite. This portion is next neuron, and this next portion contain dendrite. So the message will you can say leave in the synapse, and then it will again received by the next dendrite. Then the same process will repeat, dendrite to cell body, axon, and nerve ending. This is the method how the message will travel from one neuron to next neuron. So next, yes, this is the synapse. You can easily understand by this picture. Yes, here I'm showing with the circle, red circle. This is one neuron, and this is the next neuron. Yes, you can see, and these are the dendrite. These are the dendrite of next neuron, and here this is the axon ending. Here this is the axon ending. So you can see there is a gap between end of the first neuron and starting of the second neuron, and this gap is known as synapse. This gap is known as synapse. So synapse is the junction between two neuron. Synapse is the junction between two neuron. uh, this is the end part of first neuron, this is the starting part of next neuron, and this is the gap, and this gap is known as synapse. Hope you understand that. Next, how the messages travel, you can see in this. These are some, you can say, vesicles or fluid filled structure. In the simple word, you can say fluid filled structure. This fluid filled structure contain the message. This contain the message. These are axon ending. These are axon ending, and through axon ending, this message will release in the synapse space. In the synapse space, and this message is received by the next neuron, and the portion that help for the receiving the message is known as dendrite, and known as dendrite. So synapse is the junction between the two neurons. Next, and the chemical or the impulse release between two synapses is known as neurotransmitter, or you can say the message, the chemical messenger that travel from one neuron to next neuron is known as neurotransmitter, and this is released in the mainly in the gap. Yes, again this is the pathway of the conduction of nerve impulse. This is the pathway of the conduction of the nerve impulse. You can see here, this is the axon end of the previous neuron. Previous neuron means last neuron, and through synapse, I'm showing in the box, through synapse this message will reach towards dendrite. This message will reach towards dendrite, and through dendrite, then it will travel towards cell body, and then it will travel towards, you can see, electric signal with the blue arrow through axon ending. It will again enter to the next neuron. This is the pathway how the message is transmitted from one neuron to next neuron. Yes, this is the theory of that previous slide, conduction of nerve impulse, or how the messages travel from one neuron to next neuron. Yes, I'm just reading this slide. It is already discussed in the previous slide also. The information is acquired at the end of the dendrite, means the information is received at the dendrite end, and then chemical reactions are take place or chemical reaction starts between two neuron, the synapse area, the synapse area, and this electrical impulse, now this electrical impulse will travel from dendrite towards cytone. Cytone is the cell body, and then through cell body it will enter towards axon, and then it will reaches towards the nerve ending, and at the nerve endings again some chemicals are released, and these chemicals are known as neurotransmitter. Again then this message will travel toward next neuron, again this second neuron will receive the message at dendrite end, then cell body, then axon ending, then again this step will repeat. So neurons are connected in a chain, and through this you can say sequence, or through this conduction, message will receive from one portion towards CNS. Suppose we touch the hot object, then again dendrite will receive, then cell body, then axon, then synapse, then next dendrite. Here this movement will take place until it reaches towards the brain. So this is all about in this today lecture. Next in the next lecture we will discuss in detail about the brain, or the different types of different parts of the brain. Thank you.